Hi, Brian here, creator of the Frugal Forager YouTube channel, and it's a little bit too early for morel mushrooms, but today I'm out here looking for a different type of mushroom that a lot of times comes up a lot earlier than the morels, and you get a lot of people every year asking how to cook them, and for a recipe or different ideas on how to cook them. So this is kind of the idea I got to start the channel in the first place, when I seen all the different people wanting to know how to use this type of mushroom. So today we got real early in spring still, like the end of April, probably still about a week or so away from the morels, but I did find some Dryad saddles, which are commonly known as pheasant backs, and this time of year you find them, they're really young, and this is the best time to pick them, is when they just start to pop up. They grow on stumps, old dead wood. There's a good one right there. There's a really little one. There's another real small one. Quite a few on this stump. So today we're going to pick a few of these. There's even a little bit over here on that side. We're going to pick a few of these. I'm going to show you some tips on what to look for to know that they're good. And then we're going to take them back to the kitchen and show you how to cook them. So I came up with a really good recipe last year that turned out pretty good. And it's pretty simple and very cheap to make. So let's if we can get a few of these right here. I just cut them with a pair of scissors, and boy, that went through them really easy. So I know these are really good right here. And one thing to look for is look underneath on the bottom side. They're a polypore mushroom, and they have a lot of pores that start to open up as they get older. But these, if you can see it, they don't have the pores open at all. So those are perfect. That's what you want right there, is the small ones. That's about what they look like. When they get bigger, they get big, round, shelf looking. I'm sure a lot of people know what they look like. They're a pretty common mushroom. And if the morels were this common, that would be great. Because you see a lot of morel hunters that find a lot of these in the spring. And like I say, they're always wanting to know how to cook them. So there's another one. Cut through really easy. Pores aren't open yet. So that's a good specimen right there too. That'll be nice and tender. Let's try this one right down here. Oh yeah. Yep, so you can see the pores are just starting to open on this one. But it's still real tender. Cut real easy. So I'm gonna harvest a few more of these. I'll leave some of them. There's still some on here that are pretty small. And I'm gonna take them home. We'll get the other ingredients we need, and I'll make the video in the kitchen on cooking them up. So we'll see you back at the kitchen. Hi, Brian with the Frugal Forager channel, and I'm back in the kitchen with the Dryad saddles I picked the other day, and I'm going to show you a quick little recipe on how to cook them up. We're going to make some mushroom rice out of them, since these are really good specimens to eat. In my video I showed how they don't have the pores open up on the bottom yet, and they're pretty small for a Dryad saddle. You can see that one's really small, and the whole thing is tender. So that's the key to to getting the choice ones for making sauces or soups or rice. I'm going to make some mushroom rice today, and we're going to make Asian mushroom rice. So like I say, they're nice and tender, so basically all you have to do is slice them up. You see how easy the knife goes through? Just slice them like so. And if you picked older ones of these, you'll have noticed that they're really tough. They get really woody. And you can salvage parts of them, the very tip of them. Like on this one right here, see how it's a small one, but when you get a real big one like that, sometimes you can cut off that tip and it'll be tender. And we'll do a video on that one of these days, because there's parts of those that are pretty good too, and there's recipes you can use those for that are alright. There's a way to cook them that you get some of the bitter taste out, and it tenderizes them a little bit. So there we got the mushrooms chopped up. We're going to do a 1 clove of garlic. I'll just give that a quick chop. And then also for this recipe we use a cup of water. And I'm going to put in a first of all, we got some Nor bouillon. I'm going to use beef bouillon for this recipe. Put in a teaspoon of that. Into a cup of water. And then a teaspoon of soy sauce. Into that. And I like these little shaker. You got a measuring, so you can measure out your water and you can shake it up and mix your ingredients really good. Alright, and then once you've gotten that done, let's see, we'll head over to the stove and put in our rice. I'll show you how to do that part. Okay, here we are over at the stove cam, and as you can see, I got a 9-inch skillet just heating up on medium heat. I got the heat set on medium. I don't know if I can get that in the frame or not. And what you want to do is put in a tablespoon of butter. We'll let that melt. And we got a 1/2 cup of rice. Here's our liquid ingredients, and just keep those handy here. And when we get ready for them, get this butter melted. While we're waiting on that, I have some spring rolls I was going to make to go with it. Pop them in the oven. Diced up garlic and mushrooms. That'll be the first ingredient we put in there. Just about ready. You don't want to put your fire too hot, otherwise the butter will turn brown. You just want it to melt and be hot. Also with that, we're going to grill some tuna steaks. Look at those. I'm going to throw those on the grill while the rice is simmering. So we'll put in mushrooms, garlic, and just a little shot of pepper. Don't need much. Saute those up a little bit. Like I say, you don't want your fire too hot, otherwise the butter will start burning. So it's better to start it out a little cool and let it slowly build up. Won't hurt if those mushrooms soak up a little butter flavor. Alright, yep, they're starting to sizzle now. Stir them around a little bit. Once they get them sizzling really good, you only have to cook them about a minute. So, before you add your rice, you have a cup of rice. Then we're going to saute that with the mushrooms and garlic for a while. And the key here is the rice is kind of a clear, and you want to cook it until it starts to turn white. Get a nice light white color on it. It'll take a couple of minutes. Alright, it's starting. You can see it's starting to turn white. Okay. That's been about 3 or 4 minutes, just stirring it like this and keeping that rice kind of moving around a little bit. And it looks like it's all pretty good. It's starting to all get kind of a opaque color to it. Now for the liquid ingredients, shake it up real good. Dump it in. And you want to bring that to a simmer. Just get it starting to simmer a little bit. About another 30 seconds or so. Stir it up really good. All them chunks of mushrooms in there. Got that beef bouillon. Alright, starting to simmer. Now we you gotta do is put a lid on. And put the temperature down to low. Set the timer for 20 minutes. You just want to leave that simmer on low for 20 minutes. And don't take the lid off. Make sure you leave the lid on there. And we'll be back in 20 minutes and see how it turned out. Alright, it's been 20 minutes and I took it off the stove, left the lid on. You want to make sure you don't lift the lid until you're done cooking it. And you can take the lid off, give it a little bit of a stir just to mix everything up real good. Look at that. And yeah, that's about the closest thing to mushroom risotto you'll get without going through all the trouble. We'll give it a taste here and see how it is. Yeah, mushrooms are nice and tender. They kind of got a little bit of a watermelon flavor or a cucumber flavor, but they're tender. Rice is nice and tender. Got a beefy, kind of a beefy flavor with that bouillon. Dryad saddle, aka pheasant backs, and cooked up in some beefy rice. So if you like this recipe or you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you want more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of recipes that I'm going to use, do videos of. A lot more foraging to come. The morel mushrooms haven't even started yet. The lilacs aren't blooming yet here, so we still got some morels to get, and we always go out and get the oyster mushrooms later on in the season. And then this fall we'll be doing hen of the woods and the chicken of the forest, anything we can find out there that's edible. And I got lots of recipes, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time back out in the woods.